The team's black SUV snakes up an overgrown access road. Ash Ridge Asylum rises from the tree line like a mausoleum, a decaying 5-story Gothic structure tucked deep in the Pennsylvania wilderness. Ivy strangles the outer walls. Windows are boarded or shattered. An old sign hangs by one chain, barely readable. Ash Ridge State Psychiatric Facility, Estaminet, 1891. The engine cuts. The group steps out. Silence. No birds, no wind. Just the crunch of gravel underfoot. 5 people exit the van, each holding video or sound equipment. Welcome to Ash Ridge Asylum, home of botched lobotomies, whispers in the dark, and probably the world's creepiest cafeteria, Devin says in a joking tone while starting the camera he was holding. Cameras on, batteries full. Everyone stay within comm range, no lone wolf crap. Ryan says as he pans to look at everyone to confirm. Man, it's cold, Jess says aloud as the breath is visibly escaping her mouth. They unload their gear. Cameras, tripods, thermal scanners, EMF meters, handheld audio recorders, and walkies. Tasha unpacks a small wooden charm she always brings, an old protection talisman passed down by her grandmother. She doesn't say much, yet. She's already watching the building. It doesn't want us here, she whispers to herself. The front doors groan open like coffin lids. They step into a grand entry hall, peeling green walls, shattered chandeliers, tile floors cracked with frost heaves, faint outlines of footprints from previous visitors. The building groans faintly as if settling. Or exhaling. Louise sets down a small mic on a tripod. Room tone is like a tomb. Perfect. Jess boots up her tablet, links it to motion detectors and a floor plan of the asylum she sourced from 1929. She points to red X's on the map. West Wing, shock therapy. East Wing, solitary and medical records. The chapel's still intact on the 4th floor, supposedly. We'll spread static cams along each hall and central stairwell. The group splits into 2 teams to cover the locations to set up their gear. Okay, seriously, this place, oh my God, it's perfect. Like right out of a horror movie. I can feel it, this is gonna make a great episode. Devin cheerfully says as they set up gear. Jess meticulously sets thermal cameras, motion sensors. Devin films B-roll. Crumbling corridors, shattered mirrors, a rusted gurney. Luis tests for EVPs. Is anyone here with us? Static. Then a faint, garbled pop. Unintelligible, but not random. Tasha walks with her fingers trailing the wall. She whispers prayers in Spanish. Meanwhile, Ryan records the intro for their episode. We've been to 26 haunted locations and caught some amazing phenomena, but Ash Ridge, this place is different. Closed since 1933, completely untouched. People say once you hear the silence here, you don't leave the same. He stares at the lens a beat too long. Some say the silence hears you back. The group regathers. The golden light from the doorway fades, swallowed by growing shadows. The asylum darkens fast, unnaturally fast. Should still be some ambient light for an hour or so, but we'll mostly be working in blackout after that, Jess says to the group as she stares out the front doors to the escaping sunlight. Perfect. Better contrast for thermal anomalies. Ryan says with a grin as he checks the thermal display. You mean ghosts, right? Just say ghosts, Devin jokes. Don't invite them, just observe. With base camp set up, with their portable table, chairs, monitors for all the remote cameras. They get their personal gear ready and break up into groups to start the investigation. "We shouldn't split tonight. I don't like the feel of this place," Tasha says directly to Ryan, seriously. "That's exactly why we came. We want to catch some real evidence." Tasha sighs and nods her head in agreement. "Okay, let's get this going," Ryan says, and the team splits to opposite wings to investigate. Jess and Devin walk the narrow hall of solitary. Thick metal doors with slot windows line the walls. Each room reeks of mold and dust. Devin shines his light into one, a rotted mattress, faint scratch marks on the walls, a looped symbol etched into the floor, like a spiral of listening ears. That symbol, wasn't that on one of the journals from Greystone? Devin asks uneasily. Jess starts swiping through her tablet. Yeah, same spiral motif, ears to the walls, part of a ritual language, but it was never translated. The lights flicker. Jess's tablet buzzes. She lost signal from one of the static cams. The pair press on, further down the hallway, exploring the darkness. Ryan and Tasha explore the west wing. The room is large, lit only by their flashlights. A rusted table in the center, leather straps still bolted down. Tasha, they didn't shut this place down because of a budget. Something happened. The files were sealed in 1934. No cause listed, just non-functional after event. Ryan runs an EMF meter over the table. Nothing. Then suddenly, it spikes. Zzzt. The meter screeches red, then dies completely. Tasha shivers. "There's something underneath," she whispers. Ryan kneels, pulls aside debris, finds an old wire recorder, buried and cracked, but the tape inside is labeled in black ink. Room 512, the first one. Jess can digitize this, if it's real, Ryan says excitedly. "Don't play it here," she interrupts. Ryan nods and pockets the tape to review later. They continue their sweep for the planned time and then come back to base camp to meet up with everyone and review. They regroup to review footage, check vitals, and recharge gear. Jess runs diagnostics. 3 static cams went offline simultaneously, despite being on opposite floors. Lewis plays an early EVP. The group listens back. Right after I ask if anyone's here, "Listen," hits the playback button. "Not yet." A whisper, deliberate, clear. "That wasn't you?" Devin said nervously. "Not unless I'm speaking in stereo." Ryan is nodding. "That is great. This place is already better than expected." Meanwhile, Jess was going over floor plans, looking for the best route to the next location. She notices something strange on the floor plan. Room 512 is listed, but the hall it should be in doesn't exist on the current map. She thumbs back and forth between the floor plan and the map, but clearly a difference is shown between the two. "Okay, this doesn't make sense," she says. Ryan looks up from the footage he was reviewing. "What doesn't?" Jess turns the floor plan. "The original blueprint shows a 5th floor isolation ward. Right here, see this corridor? Leads to room 512. But when I mapped our static cams earlier, I couldn't physically find this hallway. It just wasn't there." "Like hidden behind a wall? Bricked over?" Devin says, half interested. No, not even that. The hallway literally isn't in the modern schematics. The area it should be is just dead space, like the building forgot it existed. Tasha shifts uneasily. Or like something doesn't want us to find it. The group quiets. A faint mechanical buzz hums from a broken panel nearby. Luis, looking over Hess's shoulder out the floor plan. Room 512. That's the label on the tape recorder you found, right? Ryan snaps his fingers in excitement. Exactly. Room 512, the first one. That can't be coincidence. You don't follow names like that, Ryan. You hear them, you record them, then you leave them the hell alone. This is why we're here, Tasha. Not to record creaky doors and temperature drops, but to find something no one else has. This is the shot, the discovery that gets us out of the algorithm hole. You mean the one that gets you famous? The rest of us get buried with it, Tasha said, nervously. Jess hesitates, then slides the blueprint toward Devin. I mean, I don't disagree with her, but I'm also not going to pretend this isn't huge. If that corridor exists, and we're the first ones to document it in almost 100 years, then we go viral. Boom. 30 million views. Hashtag haunted hellhole. Devin says, half laughing. Luis interrupts, calm but serious. Jokes aside, this place was shut down after what they called the silence event. People vanished. Staff journals said the building changed at night, that rooms moved. Some opened only for certain people. Which is exactly why we have to go look. If the place wants to be found, that means we're already in its good graces. That's not how this works, Ryan. Places like this, they don't have good graces. They have appetites, Tasha said, locking eyes with him. So what? We just don't go? After all this setup? Come on, Devin said with a sigh. Luis, we can at least mark the spot where the hallway should be. If it's not there, fine. If it is, we assess then. No, we film. We document. That's what we're here for, Ryan firmly states to the group. Jess holds out her tablet. Okay, but here's the thing. Everyone turns towards her to look at her tablet. I scanned this layout into my tablet last night, and when I pulled it up earlier, room 512 wasn't on it. I thought I made a mistake, so I checked the hard copy. Here it is, plain as day, but digitally, it's just missing. It's choosing when to be seen, Tasha said, barely whispering. A long silence falls between the group. Something distant creaks upstairs, like a door softly closing. Ryan stands up with that and says, "We'll go to the hall and see if we can find it." But before they will make their planned rounds, the team again splits and head out towards their destinations. As the teams leave line of sight, Jess pans back down at her static cam feeds. One feed flickers, then glitches briefly. For just a moment, less than a second, a dark figure appears at the far end of the hallway on cam 3. She rewinds. It's gone. No way. I know I saw it. She rewinds again, slows the feed to frame by frame. There's nothing there now, just an empty hallway. Luis has his parabolic mic set up near the old surgical theater. He sits cross-legged in the hallway, headphones on, his eyes closed. The mic is pointed at an open door that leads to pitch darkness. He begins to hum softly, grounding himself, then hits record. Is anyone here? We mean no harm, just here to listen. Silence. A faint shuffle. A whisper, not from the mic, but inside the headphones. Behind. Luis rips the headphones off, spins around. Nothing. He shines his flashlight into the room. Empty. He looks back at his laptop. The waveform is normal, but there's a blip right after he asked his question. He rewinds, plays it back. Is anyone here? Static. Then, a clear whisper, male, gravelly. Luis. Meanwhile, Devin is filming B-roll on the east staircase, panning up toward the crumbling floors above. Dust falls with each footstep. The stairwell curves, and the deeper he walks up, the darker it becomes, even though his light is on. He reaches a landing and looks around. Something's wrong. We were only supposed to have 4 floors and an attic, quietly to the camera. But this is a 5th floor. He checks his watch. 3:47 a.m. That can't be right. He left the group at 2:10. He turns back toward the stairs to go down. They aren't there. The stairwell behind him is gone. Just hallway. Ryan comes back to base camp and is reviewing earlier footage from the static cam by the entrance. He scrubs through 1 to 2 a.m., then freezes. Hey, Jess, come look at this. On the screen, the team is entering the asylum, recorded from a tripod cam they set up outside. But something's off. Wait, that's not right. She counts. 5 people walk in, but on screen, there are 6 shadows. And the 6th figure? It's in the middle of the group, hard to see, face hidden, movements out of sync. That wasn't any of us, she says quietly while looking at Ryan. Did someone follow us in? He rewinds, freezes the exact frame as the door shuts. The 6th person's hand lingers on the edge of the door a second too long. Fingers pale. Too long, crooked at the joints. Ryan exhales. That's not a person. At the same time that was happening, Tasha enters the chapel alone, drawn by humming she hears on the walkie. Faint, melodic, female. The chapel is ruined. A cracked crucifix hangs askew. Candles melted to ash decades ago litter the altar. As Tasha steps in, the door shuts behind her on its own. She calls out on the walkie. I'm in the chapel. Door just closed. Someone playing games? No answer. Just static. Then a voice. One will stay. Who is this? She says nervously. The voice again, clearer this time, but it's her own voice. You already know. The group regathers. Devin has reappeared, confused and disoriented. Claims he was only gone for 20 minutes. Jess checks her tablet, confirms he was missing for an hour and 40 minutes. No, I just walked up the stairs, turned around, came back down. I hardly even shot anything. That 5th floor you said you found, Jess couldn't confirm it even exists. Ryan cuts in. It exists. I was in it. He shows his camera. All the footage is corrupted, just static. But then, one intact frame, a hallway dimly lit, and at the end of it, a door marked 512. Jess starts scrubbing more footage again. On cam 6, pointed at the western corridor, she sees movement, a figure, walking toward the camera. It's Tasha. But the real Tasha is sitting right next to her. Tasha? The Tasha on the screen walks closer to the lens. Her expression is blank, movements jerky like a corrupted video file. She reaches the camera, leans close, whispers something. The audio gain spikes. Jess turns up the volume. "We are already inside you." The screen goes black. Everyone in the room sits in silence. Then Louis speaks. "We have to leave. Now," Louis says panicky. "We're not done." Tasha looking forward, distant. "Yes, we are. Or it is." "What is?" Jess asks. Tasha looks directly into the camera lens Jess is holding, then flatly says, "Room 512. It's now just past 4 a.m. Everyone is shaken. Luis and Tasha are packing up gear. Jess is reviewing the latest cam data, but her fingers are trembling. Ryan, however, is oddly calm. Too calm. He's watching corrupted video loops play on his laptop, whispering to himself as he replays footage of room 512 again and again. Jess looking at Ryan. "We're done, Ryan. We need to go." Without turning. "We're the first ones it's shown this to in decades. Think about that." "Think about why it chose us," Louis says back firmly. "We didn't find room 512. Room 512 found us," Tasha says quietly, while still stuffing gear in bags. Jess freezes. On her screen, a live camera feed glitches. Cam 3, the static one watching the Western Hall, shows someone walking toward the HQ room. She checks the hallway outside. No one there. Looks back at the feed. The figure is now standing directly outside the HQ door. Jess backs away from the screen. A loud bang. The door flies open. But no one's there. Everyone is startled and stepped back involuntarily while staring at the open door. After a moment, Jess and Luis step forward towards the open door. They look at each other and nod and walk to the opening. Jess and Luis are cautiously exploring a dim corridor near the western wing, looking for whoever was caught on the static camera heading toward base camp. Their flashlights sweep across peeling wallpaper and graffiti-covered doors. Dust dances in the beams. Camera said someone came down this way. I triple-checked the timestamps. We're not chasing shadows this time, Jess replied. They turn a corner and freeze. Standing about 30 feet ahead, facing the far wall, is Tasha, motionless, breathing slowly. Standing motionless, facing a wall, breathing steadily. "Tasha?" Jess calls out. "Wait!" Louis stops Jess as he starts to frown. They slowly approach. "Hey, you okay?" Tasha turns slowly, dreamlike. Her face is calm, but vacant, like she's mid-reverie, softly smiling. "I was just listening. The wall's very loud tonight. What the hell does that mean? She tilts her head, almost unnaturally, almost. You found me, that's good. You're good at following echoes. Stiffening. Okay, you're coming back with us. Jess gently takes her arm. Do you ever get the feeling that this already happened? Let's keep moving, Louise says as he takes the other arm. They walk slowly through the corridors, Jess and Louise flanking her. The heavy metal door creaks open. Ryan and Devin look up from a monitor. Tasha is already inside, sitting near the gear with a headset on. She looks up and locks eyes with herself. What the hell? Ryan stands. What kind of joke is this? No, Devin stammers out. She was in the western corridor. We brought her straight here. I told you, one of us already entered, the second Tasha says to the group. Everyone stares at both versions. Tasha number 1 backs away slowly, her eyes wide. I've been here the whole time, since the power spike. Ask anyone. That's what it wanted. You're sure that's not the Tasha who's been with us? Ryan asks Jess. Coldly, Jess replies, I'm not sure of anything right now. We brought her back, but she never left. Which means either she split somehow, or one of them isn't. He cuts himself off. Real. A beat of silence. There's only one way to figure this out, Ryan says while looking at the group. He walks to the 2 Tashas, slowly, cautiously, and pulls out his handheld camcorder. Tell me what we talked about last night, right before lights out. Tasha 1. You said you hated these beds and wanted to burn the whole room down because the walls smelled like bleach and piss. Smiling Tasha 2. You asked if ghosts have social media, and I said only the ones with unfinished business. Ryan's mouth opens and closes a couple times, then finally, I said both of those things? She's remembering 2 conversations. No, she's remembering versions. Suddenly, the base camp monitor blinks. Static. Then a frame from Cam 5, room 512's door. It's wide open. The timestamp reads 4:44 a.m. The movement catches everyone's eyes. A blurry figure walks in. The figure looks like Tasha, recoiling from both Tashas. Devin. How many of her are there? You're asking the wrong question, Tasha 1 says to him. Everyone turns to her. You should be asking which one of you is next. The group is frozen. 2 Tashas sit in opposite corners of the room, each eerily calm. Jess is pale. Louis paces. Devin has barricaded the door with an equipment case. Ryan is reviewing footage from all cameras. Sweating. Stacking more cases against a door frantically, Devin says, We have to leave. Now. I don't care how. We break a window, climb the fence, whatever. This place isn't playing tricks. It's replacing us. We can't leave. Not until we know who we're leaving with, Jess sternly warns. Louis turns to Ryan. What about the tapes? Any clue which Tasha is original? Low and shaky he responds. I watched the same hallway feed 6 times. One version of Tasha went west, another was already here. They overlap on the timeline. So there are 2 versions? Or 2 recordings? And we don't know which came first? Jess interjects. Tasha number 1 stands suddenly. Tasha number 2 mirrors her. Both stare at the group. Calmly, number 2. I don't think it matters anymore. Smiling faintly, number 1. You've already opened the door. The air feels tighter. The second Tasha sits in the corner, still quiet. Equipment flickers. Ryan is hunched over the monitors, wide-eyed. Jess paces. Lewis mutters to himself. The group is splintering. Devin, now sweating and shaky, slams his fist down on the table. No more guessing games. No more hallways. No more ghosts. We go to the front door, right now. We step outside, just for a breath, just to think. You think fresh air's going to fix this? Jess asks. I think maybe it reminds us what real feels like. And what if there's no outside left to go back to? Ryan says quietly. Devin locks eyes with Jess. Come on, you're the rational one. If we're going to crack, it shouldn't be in a place that keeps changing its goddamn walls. Just humor me. Jess exhales, looks to Ryan and Luis. We don't split up. We open the doors together. If it's just the woods and sky, great. We step out, get our heads straight, make a call. Luis nods. Fine, but the Tashas stay where we can see them, inside. The group moves together. Jess, Luis, Devin, Ryan. Tasha number 1 and Tasha number 2 remain visible back in the base camp room, watching silently. They reach the front double doors. Jess hesitates. Ready? God, yes. Let's just see sky. That's all I want. Jess grabs one handle, Devin the other. They push open the doors. Not outside. The doors swing open to reveal a hallway. Dim, yellowed, cracked tiles. Fluorescent lights buzz overhead. The same hallway that leads back into the asylum. And far, far down this hallway, a figure. A person, standing perfectly still, facing them. That's not possible. We're at the entrance, Louise whispers. Stumbling backwards, Devin. It's looping. It's looping. It won't let us leave. Jess slams the doors shut. Tries again, same hallway. Again, same. Ryan presses his hand to the wall beside the frame. Cold, concrete, seamless. We're in the asylum, but it's not in the world anymore. We were supposed to film a damn ghost, not be part of its goddamn floor plan. The distant figure in the hallway takes a step forward. Everyone freezes. Tasha number 1 appears in the foyer behind them. We should go to room 512 now, she says calmly. The figure in the hall takes another step. The group backs away from the door slowly, starting to shake Ryan. There's no outside, only deeper. They close the doors and head back into the asylum. They decide to confront room 512. Jess, Ryan, Luis, and Devin prepare their gear. Only one Tasha comes with them. Tasha number 1. After both insist, the other one asks to be left behind. But even as they walk, nobody is entirely sure which Tasha they chose. As they move deeper into the asylum, the floor plan becomes subtly wrong. A hallway appears where a storage room was. Doors lead to stairwells that ascend and descend in impossible ways. The air feels thicker. Lights flicker. A high-pitched frequency whines in the background. Felt more than heard. They arrive. The door is partially open. A single strip of dim green light pulses from inside. Ryan approaches the door. After all this, do we even want to know? We need to end this. We go in. Together, Jess says firmly. Jess, Luis, Ryan, Devin, and Tasha step into the room. It's nothing like the rest of the asylum. It's pristine, white, tiled, walls without a single crack or stain. An examination bed in the center. No dust, no mold, no signs of time. The door slams shut behind them. Devin rushes to it. No handle, no keyhole. It locked! We're sealed in! Then, a loud buzz, and ceiling lights switch from white to surgical blue. An intercom crackles above. A female voice comes over the intercom. Patient induction confirmed. Please remain still during the assimilation sequence. The team begins to panic. Each of their cameras flicker and fail, one by one. Static crawls up their screens. On the far wall, a mirror shifts. It becomes a window into another version of the room. Inside the mirrored room, 5 people, dressed like them, moving like them, but they're not matching in real time. Their reflections are delayed, then accelerated, then independent. Luis moves his hand. His reflection smiles back before he does. Jess starts to tremble. Those aren't reflections. They're already us, Tasha states flatly. The walls begin to shimmer, revealing shapes beneath, old restraints, surgical tools, EEG helmets, tally marks scratched by fingernails. The group hears voices layered atop each other, whispering phrases that make no sense individually, but together start to sync. You brought the eyes, no time is time, ask the sixth, don't remember, don't remember, don't remember. Suddenly, Devin screams. He's staring at the wall. His own name is written in blood, dozens of times, all over the tile. No, 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 this is messed up. We're not supposed to be here. He charges at the wall, slams it with his fists. The wall absorbs him, literally, like a sponge. His arms sink in, then his shoulders, then he's just gone. The surface smooths over. Luis shouting, "Devin!" "He was the door," Ryan says calmly to the group. The intercom crackles again. Door accepted. Cycle complete. Reconstructing. The lights go out. Emergency red glow pulses once every 4 seconds. The mirror/windows now shows 5 new people, wearing hospital gowns, sitting calmly. Their faces are familiar but subtly wrong. One is Devin, one is Jess, one is Ryan, one is Luis, one is Tasha, but the real team is still standing. Or so they think. What if we never actually made it back to base camp? Jess says, low and to herself. What if we were already replaced? Ryan says, hollow. Tasha, what if this is the footage people see tomorrow? They all turn toward her, Jess with tears starting to form in the corners of her eyes. You weren't the one we brought back. Tasha smiles, a calm, empty smile. There was never more than one Tasha. You just brought the wrong one back. She reaches toward Jess, and static, nothing. The YouTube video auto plays. It's the team's usual intro, Devin's voice doing a welcome. Hey guys, it's the Ash Ridge crew. Tonight's episode is wild. We finally found room 512. The footage plays smoothly. Only, in the background, the real Jess, Luis, and Ryan can be seen screaming, silently in reflective glass, trapped, their faces contorted, unheard. Ryan, in the video, cheerful. Let us know in the comments what you think we should explore next. And that was It Wants Us to Stay, a paranormal investigation that didn't just go off the rails, it went off the map. If you're still watching, thank you. Seriously. We're a new channel built on telling slow-burn, atmospheric horror stories, the kind of stuff best experienced late at night, maybe around a campfire, or alone with headphones in. If you enjoyed this descent into the unknown, it would mean the world if you hit that like button, drop a comment with your favorite moment, and subscribe for more original horror stories coming very soon. Every bit of support helps this channel grow. So if you're into unsettling tales, creepy folklore, or things that shouldn't exist in abandoned buildings, you're in the right place. Until next time, stay curious, stay safe, and if a door opens that shouldn't be there, don't go through it.